What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and today we've got another Fortnite video. I really wanted to get this recorded as soon as possible though, because this is absolutely crazy. So if anyone subscribed to the channel, you'll know what the solo showdown is in Fortnite right now, and if you're not subscribed to it and you play Fortnite, chances are you probably do as well. Basically, this solo showdown is a tournament where anybody can compete, and they have the chance to win up to 50,000 V-Bucks if they get first place, and then the top 100 have different prizes like 7,500 and 25,000, etc. But when I've actually been playing a few games to try and compete, I actually came across a real cheater. Now I showed a cheater in my last video who wasn't really as obvious, but this guy is the most obvious cheater. Now the ironic thing is I was actually recording a different cheater who killed me, because there's a few closet cheaters actually running around in Fortnite right now. For those of you who actually didn't think there wasn't, this is going to be proof. And then basically a person who was cheating even more killed him, so I guess there's always a bigger fish, in the words of Qui-Gon Jinn.
There's always a bigger fish.
But basically, this guy got killed by an even bigger hacker who had like 18 kills by the end of the game, so I thought I may as well record this and actually show this on maybe the Fortnite Reddit and YouTube to show you guys just how possible this is, and the fact that there's actually cheaters even this obvious allowed on the solo showdown. Now obviously it's not something crazy that cheaters are there, I mean there's cheaters in every game, but it seems like the solo showdown being open to everybody just opens the opportunity to this. Like there's no prerequisites or requirements needed, there's no number of games you need to have played to enter it, there's no amount of hours you need to have played to enter it, so basically it's a free ground for cheaters to join. So I'm going to be showing you this clip, and this clip is basically halfway through already, so I'm going to start here at the point that the person who killed me dies to the actual big cheater. I'll probably do a different video of this guy closet cheating on the screen right now and showing you proof that he's using wall hacks, but I'm going to be showing you the absolutely crazy cheater because I think it was hilarious, but then again he's just ruining people's fun because he was so obvious and blatant. He wasn't trying to hide it, he was literally just cheating to ruin the whole game. So without further ado, let's jump into the clip. Okay, so we're going to start off at this point. Basically the guy who killed me, who was using wall hacks, is scoping him with a sniper. He's looking at an enemy, and what was suspicious about this guy is he knew all the positions of players and would pre-scope at the positions with a sniper before they even peeked. So he did have ESP and he knew people's positions, but he pre-scopes to this guy, so we're just going to play it as you can see. So he pre-scopes down here at this guy, and what happens is a different cheater actually comes up, and you'll see in a moment he gets insta-poached. So you'll see here he's running up the cliff, and then boom, this is the point where he gets insta-poached, and you'll see there he literally gets killed with a thermal scope or a thermal AR, but it's just two perfect shots to the head. You'll see the first shot hits him down to like 5 HP or something crazy, and then he'll go to 0 HP in a second shot. And it's quite obvious this guy's cheating because two headshots like that. I'm not sure if the guy was jumping when he got a headshot, but the position he was in and like the whole situation, he got two headshots, was pretty crazy. And this guy's using the thermal AR and most likely an aimbot from what I actually saw later in the clips. So this guy's username is SimbaitSmoke. I don't know what that means, but apparently that's his username and he is cheating. So I'm not going to hide his name, because if people are going to cheat in the game and ruin it, there's really no reason to hide the name. I mean, they don't deserve to have the name hidden, they're ruining the game, so I would hope that they'd use a name that's different to their main alias, otherwise obviously they're going to get exposed. But this guy's probably on a throwaway account, he's probably got a random name, so it's probably not going to affect him much anyway, so I don't really care to hide the guy's name. I mean, he's ruining the solo showdown, it's not a normal game, he's ruining the whole solo showdown. Anyway, so we'll continue. So what I thought was suspicious is this guy basically already has 16 kills, so I thought let's record him just in case he is actually cheating, because it did turn out that he was cheating, and I thought it'd make really interesting footage. So you'll see this guy has the main set of cheater weapons. At this point I was reporting the guy who killed me, so I wasn't really watching this guy, I was hoping nothing happened while I was reporting him. And then I report this guy, and he's shooting some shots but he doesn't get any kills. Just making sure I report him for ESP and aimbot, because if he's going to cheat, I at least want Epic to check his account to double check he's cheating. So at this point he uses a jump pad to get to the side, or rather one of those bounce pads, and you'll see here that there's a lot of loot. I don't really think he takes any, but there is a guy up here somewhere, and I'm not sure where the guy peeks, but he does get in a fight. And at this point you're only going to see him get 2 kills, because unfortunately I've only caught him at the end of the game, but you'll see some pretty suspicious plays here when he gets kills. I mean, for a start, he's basically shooting him while he's in midair, but he doesn't really get any fishy shots. He's not terrible, he knows how to build, he knows how to play the game, but he's shooting him perfectly through basically the brick slab there, or the brick floor, you saw that he shot him perfectly. I'm just going to rewind that just to the point where he kills him. So as you can see, I guess these aren't fully built yet, but we'll try and get to the point where he is. So he literally uses right click and goes straight onto the guy. At this point, I'm looking from his perspective. We can't even see the enemy. I mean, even if we look through this unfinished ground, we can't see the enemies here. I guess from sound we might know he's there, but he's perfectly... It doesn't look like a snap because his aimbot kind of moves more slowly. He does have some humanizing in his aimbot. His playstyle is still ridiculously obvious. I mean, he's pre-aiming straight at the guy through the slab, and you'll see when the slab breaks that the guy is perfectly where he's shooting. He somehow knows which position he is exactly on this square, and I mean, I guess from here you can notice that he's not on one of these slabs. It's the fact that he's aiming perfectly through it that really knocks me off. I mean, look, his bullets just go straight to his position. Then the guy slightly moves, and you'll see that the actual traces move a little bit as well. So he is aim locking. The thing is, on Fortnite, when you're spectating, aim lock doesn't look like it's snapping very much, so I guess the cheaters can kind of get away with it a bit more. But this guy's using some sort of humanizing settings. You can tell he doesn't really want to get banned, but he is using a no skin. And you'll see here that his crosshair's moving perfectly where the guy's moving, and as you can see, he's literally just tracing him through walls. So I'm going to show you that clip again where he literally just traces the guy through the wall. So, okay, you can see here he's shooting him, and we can look at his crosshair right here, and you'll see that as soon as the guy drops, the crosshair still follows him down through the building where he is. So, this aimbot, obviously some aimbots will not aim at someone if they're behind an object. I don't know what aimbot he's using or what he's cheating with. I mean, I was quite surprised there was even Fortnite cheaters up until a few weeks ago. But basically, this guy's tracing people through walls. There's no visibility checks, so he's just tracing people through walls, which makes it even more obvious. And we're just going to watch him because he does this so many times. He did it with the last kill, and you can see he's doing it here. He does have a thermal scope, though. So one thing you need to realise is he's not using like an ESP or wallhack at this point just to gain an advantage where the guy is. He knows where the guy is, but you just need to watch his crosshair, and he's literally just snapping to him there. Every shot's perfect, every shot hits, and you'll see when he ADS's or aims through his sights, every shot's perfect, and every shot just kind of instantly shifts his crosshair straight to the opponent. It's very subtle, but if you look, it's very obvious. And as you can see, when this guy's building up, this cheater's crosshair follows him upwards, perfectly tracing his actual movement. So he's locking onto him through walls. It's obvious that he's locking onto him through walls. When he aims in, he's locking onto him through the wall there, before he even looks at the guy. And his crosshair's moving to him slowly. So like I said, he's got smoothing on the aimbot, he's got humanizing on it, so it looks a bit more legit. But it's just the fact he's tracing him through walls which gives him away. If he didn't trace him through walls, I probably wouldn't have known he was cheating. It's that fact, and also the fact he's got high kill count, because he's not inherently a bad player, he knows how to build. But even though his crosshair's moving slightly slowly, it's just tracking everyone through the walls. He's following the guy perfectly, and you'll see in a moment when he breaks the guy's building, he gets perfect shots on him and just evaporates him from the game. He just deletes him. And as you can see, look, his crosshair, I know I keep mentioning this, it's like a broken record at this point. His crosshair's tracing him on every point. And one thing you need to note here is he's actually using the SCAR. So the SCAR doesn't have thermals, he doesn't know the guy's position. I guess with a thermal rifle he's using that to look more legit, because obviously he'd know the guy's position. Even though at this point he doesn't know the position, but he's still perfectly tracing him through the wall, even though no thermal information came up. And when he uses the SCAR, he does the exact same thing, because he traces them. Even with the SMG here, it looks like it could be the sway of the weapon, but you'll see at certain points when the enemy peaks that he's hitting the enemy and tracing the enemy perfectly. So it was just funny to me to watch this, because this guy doesn't really care for his account. He's probably rage hacking. He's probably just having fun at this point, hence why he's using a no skin and not a real account. And when he dropped here, I was hoping he'd die, but I'm also quite happy he didn't die, because I really wanted the rest of the footage. So this gets heated. This is where the game ends. You'd think that he's going to die, and look, This is the most funny part because he knows there's a chance he's going to die. The enemy has the high ground.
I have the high ground!
And he has the disadvantage. But obviously he's got an aimbot, and he's not toggling the aimbot. He's been using it basically all game. So you'll see here, when the guy gets high ground, we'll just skip to this part. So the guy gets high ground over him and he starts building, but he drops down and basically gets the low ground. So that's his fault. And then you'll see the guy raises over him, he starts building stairs, and he basically has the high ground over him like we said. And what this guy does is he starts shooting, but then you'll realise his crosshair kind of goes to the guy. And obviously, since we said before, he's got humanizing on the crosshair and it's kind of a lot smoother, so it travels a bit more slower to the enemy than it would if he was just rage hacking. Basically, it slowly traces him in a perfect line. You need to note that it goes in a perfect line, like a Bezier curve or something, and it goes directly down through the air and snaps onto the guy as he's spraying, and there's no actual aiming involved there at all. There's no accuracy, there's no recoil compensation. He's literally just spraying. So I'm not sure if he's using no recoil, because I know for a fact that Fortnite detects that, so he will get banned. I'm not sure if he's using like a no recoil or no spread, but he's definitely using an aimbot, and he's super obvious. So I just wanted to expose this guy. Tell me what you guys think. Obviously there's a lot of gullible people who will be like, oh, this guy's not cheating. It's not just from his kill count. I mean, that's a big indicator. He's tracing everyone through the walls, even with weapons that are on thermals when he doesn't have the position. He's always hitting headshots or perfect shots, and when he ADSs, it just snaps to them. But yeah, tell me what you guys think of this clip. I know a lot of people will obviously be like, oh, you can't cheat in Fortnite, but here's basically the proof, and this guy's cheating in the public tournament and basically ruining it. So if he hasn't been banned already, I hope this video gets shared and he does get banned. So please do share this video, because this guy basically ruined the whole game. But yeah, tell me what you think of it. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for daily Fortnite videos, and thanks a lot for watching. La